podcast because who knows, I have a lot of energy drink to drink anyway. So, yeah, we're peaking a lot. Welcome to episode 4 of the Jolly Co-op podcast.
You got it right this time.
I did, didn't I? I made it. How you getting on, Cal? You all right?
I'm all right.
Not seen you for a while.
Well, you saw me in person not that long ago.
Well, I know. I think we can probably talk about that, our IRL game hunting trip.
IRL, yep. IRL buddies.
Yeah, man. And we went to the pub as well. It was good.
And if I remember correctly, you bought Jaws 2, which I don't think you've spoken to me about.
No,
yet.
I bought, what was it? It was Jaws the Revenge, wasn't it?
It was, aye.
Something like that, on the PS2. But yeah, I'd been looking for that game for a while, and it's usually going for around about 10 quid or so. But I saw it in the charity shop, picked it up, got the disc cleaned, and it's beautiful. I plugged it in the other day. It's pretty interesting. You float around, you play as Jaws the shark, and you can bite people and chew them and stuff like that. But
of course.
Yeah, it was definitely worth the £1 I paid for it or whatever. I got quite a few games actually that day. I don't think you did as well as me, did you?
No, I didn't get anything. You were in there like a flash, picking up all the bargains.
Because I was on my home turf, you know.
Yeah, you know.
I think I picked up one that you told me to get. Onimusha, that's the one.
That was it. Have you played it yet?
Nah, not yet. That was
man.
It's a Capcom one, wasn't it?
Is you?
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to playing that. I've just set up the PS2 again because I've actually been testing a lot of games this week because it's time to sell some of the things I've accumulated over the last wee while.
Really?
Yeah. So I've been testing games just to make sure that everything's working. And
how was your significant other when you brought back your hoard?
I don't think she saw it actually.
Does she know?
Nah.
Kept it secret.
Wrapped it up in a few plastic bags and hid it in a cupboard for a while.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Yeah, I think in fact I bought some stuff when we were out that I'm going to sell now, which is a couple of copies of Grand Theft Auto that I've got doubles of and things like that. So
yeah,
I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto this week because I was testing it, you know.
Grand Theft Auto.
And Grand Theft Auto Landing.
Yeah, that was the weird one that you had to like load up the game, like Grand Theft Auto in London. You had to put that in the disk drive, and then you had to load up the first Grand Theft Auto and then put Grand Theft Auto in London back in.
Yeah, it's a fucking pain in the arse, especially if you're testing a couple of discs. It took fucking forever just swapping them in and out, but fun game.
Before DLC was invented, you know.
Yeah, it says something on the front of the disc like super innovative new gaming idea or something like that.
Nobody else did.
Yeah, because they just invented horse armor and all that kind of stuff. That was the first ever horse armor, basically, but it was a good horse armor.
I never got the horse armor.
Nah, that was before my time, I think.
You used to call that game the waiting game. We're talking about Oblivion, by the way.
Wasn't that Fable?
No, that was Oblivion. Know your games, mate. Yeah, you used to call it the waiting game because I was lost to Oblivion, and I came round to yours once, and I had a full-grown Oblivion beard.
Yeah.
He's been lost to the waiting game.
That's right.
Yeah, because you watch somebody playing it, and they spent a lot of their time waiting.
Well, it's pretty good though, isn't it? I've changed my mind. I've got a different opinion now.
Right.
I think we talked about Oblivion maybe the first week actually. I can't remember why, but yeah, I only played it recently after I played Skyrim and stuff like that because I'm not old school like you. But that's the one that had the horse armor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't Morrowind.
No, I did play Morrowind. I didn't like it. Basically.
Did you have it on the Xbox? Or?
Yeah, I did have it on the Xbox. I had the Game of the Year edition. I know there's some folks that are going to be like PC elites that are going to hate me for that. Playing Morrowind on a.
That's why
Xbox.
you didn't enjoy it, Kyle. That's what they'll say.
Yeah, that's why you got it. You got it wrong to begin with. That was your first mistake. But no, like Morrowind had a different battle mechanic where it was very much like the old school RPGs where you had to roll a dice if you hit something to begin with. So you could be swinging your sword at something, and you just see a wee line at the bottom of the page saying miss, and be like, why am I missing? I can clearly see I'm hitting it, but I'm not taking any like attack damage of it or anything. It was really annoying.
Oh dear. So you didn't quite fall in love with that game then?
No, actually the environments, I mean, it was all browns and greys, and it just made me feel sick playing it.
I know a lot of people swear by that game, but
Yeah, no, I don't understand it personally.
well, like I say, I've never played it. I think it's quite expensive to buy on the Xbox version anyway. But
Nice.
if I ever see it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've seen it a couple of times, but usually just the PC version in charity shops and things.
Yeah. Well, like I say, we got to stick with those charity shops. I've been in again today. There was nothing exciting.
No.
I've definitely got it out because I got what did I get? I got Munch's Odyssey the other day.
Right. Okay.
And a good, nice, clean copy of Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex, I think, on the
second
Xbox.
one.
Oh, is it? Okay, well, it was the one that was on the Xbox anyway, the original Xbox.
I can't remember.
Me neither. But I got a nice copy of that because we seen that in another charity shop as well. But it was a bit scratched up.
So, obviously, Crash Bandicoot flipping platform there, that must be post Naughty Dog days, because that was, a PlayStation, that was their mascot.
Yeah, that was
for
a mascot, wasn't it?
Yep.
Their Naughty Dog's last Crash Bandicoot game, I think, was Crash
Warp.
Team Racing.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think so. And then it got handed over, and that was when it was on everything. It was on Nintendo DS as well. I've got it on the DS, Game Boy Advance actually.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's DS copies as well and stuff like that. So yeah, he jumped ship, and now what a PlayStation got? Sackboy, I guess.
I like Sackboy.
And Bloodborne. That's all you need.
Chudborne. Yeah.
That's what we got. We've got that. That's ours. Sorry, man. I'm transfixed because I can actually see you here. It's freaking me out.
Yeah, Sam and I are going for the whole Skype video chat, so we can move off each other.
We can react.
You've even
do all
started
sorts of
rubbing your
things.
eyes like me, because my eyes do me a mischief.
Well, it's been good seeing your face because I've needed the moral support. We've been having tech issues, so I'm not sure how it's going to go. Is this your lead-in because you just want to talk about the Division all the time? I can't get you to shut the fuck up about the Division, man.
I fucking love the Division. Man.
Oh, I know. Division this, Division that. March 8th. Can I wait?
Is it March 8th, is it? Yeah, okay. We'll talk about Division.
Yes!
There was a bit of respite. This was like me off one MMO style shooter into another, out the frying pan, into the fire. I came and joined yourself and our good friend Grant, who loves a mention, playing the Division for one night. I think we played it. I know it was on for a weekend, but we gave it our all for one evening.
We did, didn't we? We fucking went for it.
We did. And I think we spent the majority of the night shooting dogs.
Yeah. While Grant cried on his knees.
Yeah.
So you were probably off MMOs for about, 6 hours then, weren't you?
I think so. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
No,
and I said, hey Kyle, check this out. It's free.
That's what you said. And there I was like, ooh, here we go. Shooting dogs.
So what did you think of it, Kyle?
I don't even think there was enough gameplay for me to form an opinion. I think it was...
It's like it's just paste, isn't it? It's just mush.
Yeah. It's... No, it's... I didn't feel anything from it. It didn't fill a void. It didn't even keep me entertained. Shooting the dogs kept me entertained. Shooting the bad guys.
That was probably the fun bit, yeah. And I did
Even
feel
the
bad
rats.
after that as well. I think there was rats. They were a little bit harder to shoot, so that added a bit of, next level. It's almost like the raids, I think. The Division's version of the raids is just shooting rats and birds and stuff like that.
I mean, we played through a few of the missions, which not even any stand out missions from the ones that we played.
I don't remember them really.
I remember dying a couple of times and having to do a room full of baddies.
Well, there was that one with
That's a
almost the
description.
boss guy, wasn't there?
Was
He
there?
had like a flamethrower or something like that.
Oh yeah. See,
It was that one.
I know this is being pretty harsh to the fact that this is the beta, and this is no reflection of what the main game might be like. But I think it is a poor reflection, if it is a reflection. I'm not taken in by what it's presented to us so far. I know they say it's a beta, but I would say it was more of a demo.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. It was pretty bland. I mean, we had some laughs. Whether we would have 60 quid's worth of laughs, I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I will pick it up though. I will be picking it up. I've got some vouchers and that, man, so I don't have to spend real money on it, you know.
Well, you get something cool like Dark Souls.
Well, I've already, I've got my pennies saved up for Dark Souls. I've been planning this for months because I've got the big collection. I think I've mentioned that in every single podcast.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, I've got the big collection, but I don't know. I'm gonna go for it anyway, and we'll see what happens. I'll tell you how rubbish it is, and it's like it's research basically for the podcast, just so we can talk about the Division even more. I think we've pretty much said everything we have to say on the Division, haven't we?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you played it before in the previous beta, and I missed out on the whole Dark Zone thing. I mean, I think the three of us did a bit of the Dark Zone stuff.
I'd say we probably did more, the three of us, than I did last time, actually.
I didn't quite understand it. I think it was beyond me.
I mean, either I didn't do any of the extractions last time, so that was all new to me,
Uh-huh.
It was kind of tense, but I don't know. Again, there wasn't much to it, really, was there?
I don't know if tense is the word.
Just in the thinking that someone might shoot me, but it was more annoying than anything else when you had the sort of rogue system, which I think is kind of broken. If someone opens fire on you and you manage to, get the drop on them and kill them, you then go rogue yourself, even though you're just defending yourself, which to me seems a pretty shitty mechanic and could get quite annoying, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So essentially, you go into the Dark Zone, that means it's like open for everyone to come in and shoot you. But the incentive is to not shoot each other and help each other out. But you can turn rogue by shooting somebody, or I don't know if there's a limit to the amount of people that you can actually kill. But I found that if you...
I think there's stages, so the more people you kill, you go to different levels of rogue, which means you have to survive for longer, I think, as a rogue.
Right. So anyway, everyone comes to you if you've gone rogue and you've shot somebody. And if they shoot you and kill you, then they seem to become rogue because, they've killed somebody. So where's the incentive? It's just going to be...
Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean, there's no incentive for anyone, really. I mean, to be rogue, there's not much incentive. And all that really happens if you kill someone who's rogue is you get, Dark Zone XP, which is separate from the main game XP.
It's kind of like being a bounty hunter, where you get told to go out on a bounty, kill this guy because he's gone a bit mental, and then when you kill him, the bounty goes on your head instead. It's like, well, why bother?
If that was the way it worked, nobody would ever do it.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. You can explain it to me a wee bit better, perhaps. But that's what I took from it.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with you. Like I say, I'm getting it for research, and I've got a couple of boys that will play it with. But other than that, I'm no too fussed. Well, I played the Division with you, but I was off for a couple of a week, so I had a wee bit of time to play quite a few different things. The one that I spent a Sunday afternoon playing on Valentine's Day was Firewatch, which I think I said to you last week I wasn't going to buy, didn't I?
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
By the time I actually finished editing that last episode, you'd bought it and finished it.
Yeah, I mean, it was 16 quid, I think, something like that, and
right.
It probably lasted me like 3 hours, something
like
that.
So the 16 quid then.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, there's this big debate going on at the moment where a guy kind of went onto the Steam forums and actually kind of asked the developers to give him a reason not to ask for a refund and things like that. And there's a big debate about whether if you enjoyed a game and you finished it in less than 2 hours, whether you should ask for your money back even though you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I like to. I've said it before. I like to support stuff like that that appears on the PlayStation Store, so I don't feel too bad about it. Although, I could moan that I was a little disappointed with Gone Home when I completed it in an hour and 10 minutes, and that also cost me 16 quid. So it's not totally fair to pick on one game or not the other. But yeah, Firewatch is in my opinion definitely worth checking out. It's a really nice story. It looks really good as well. It's kind of got a sort of comic booky kind of art style to it, but yeah, the world's really nice. It's done by a small sort of new developer, I think, well, relatively new, Campo Santo they're called. But they've got, I mean, the people that have worked on it, I think they've worked on Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, it's a collaboration of like folks who have done quite a lot of work
Yeah, I mean,
apart from this, and then they've come together to make this big game.
yeah, the rap sheet's relatively impressive. I mean, there's like Call of Duty, BioShock 2, I think, and The Walking Dead, the Telltale games as well. So, and it's it's kind of similar in ways to The Walking Dead. There's a lot of dialogue and choices you can make on what you're going to say and things like that.
Yeah.
But there's also a combination of a bit of a walking simulator as well. Although there's other bits and pieces to do, and the world's pretty big. Although there's people complain there's a lot of invisible walls and stuff like that. But to be honest, I didn't find that too irritating because I was mainly you could see roughly where the path was, so you were sticking with that, and I didn't find myself bumping off too many invisible walls. But yeah, it was a really nice game, and the music was really good as well. So I'd recommend checking that out. But that was done by the guy who did Gone Home as well. So
all right, okay.
There's another link in there.
So I've seen you playing it again.
Yeah.
Are you streaming it this time?
I
or did
was.
You stream it the first time as well?
I did actually. Yeah, I was just playing it again and making some different dialogue choices and things like that, seeing if it had any effect on what the female character in the game says to you. I'm not trying to hit on her or anything like that. Just seeing what was being said. But yeah, and probably not worth a second playthrough. Really, I don't think anything's going to end up particularly
Did you get everything
different. But
that you're going to get from it in the first playthrough?
Yeah, okay. I think so. I think there's only one trophy for it as well. Actually,
one. You finished the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. Okay.
He's a gold star.
You walked from point A to point B in this walking simulator.
Although, I mean, it wasn't as easy as just walking from A to B because you have to use a map. And if you know me, you know that maps are my sworn enemy. I had a compass and everything as well, but I just could not fucking use them, Kyle. And to watch a guy stream himself looking at a map for 40 minutes. And then coming out of the map, going a certain way and going, nah, this isn't right, and going back into the map again. It was like Joey from Friends, man. I had to just keep going back inside the map.
Simulator I'm seeing now, like.
Oh, you know what I seen's coming out this week?
What's that?
Bus Simulator 2016.
Bus Simulator.
Yeah, man, yeah. I mean, there's not much to say on that, really. You know what it's going to be, but I've never played Farming Simulator or anything like that, although people say it's strangely relaxing,
I mean, I constantly call things simulators. It's just because everything's got a simulator these days. Was it Bear Simulator came out this week?
What, do you get to play as a bear? Or?
I believe so. I've just seen it posted about the place. I think Jim Sterling did a review or one of his things. Early impression.
Oh, okay.
But yeah.
Early squirt or whatever they're called.
I think he basically says we'll find out if he does actually shit in the woods.
I suppose.
So I guess it might be worth playing just for that. But
well, maybe I'll just watch a let's play
watch a video. Yeah.
Find out whether it does shit in the woods or not.
I'll wait until you play it for me.
Yeah, you know me. If it comes on PS4 store, I'll spend 16 quid on that. I'll take a punt. So you've been playing anything else, then, Cal?
I have. I finished the Talos Principle.
Oh yeah, puzzly.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I spoke about it before on the podcast, but it got pretty deep. Yeah, it's an existentialism simulator. I called it on our new Facebook. And that's essentially what it is. It's a case of okay, there's puzzles, and you get through standard puzzle type operations where you like kind of like Portal, where you like get from point A to point B and collect a like a Tetris piece, and then you do a wee Tetris puzzle. Mm-hmm. But then like you get bits of storyline which make you question where artificial intelligence becomes human.
Okay.
It's really thought-provoking and weird.
That sounds pretty deep, man.
And throughout the whole thing, you get told not to go up this tower. And I don't want to give any spoilers, but I went up the tower. And, the ending that you get based on, your decision to follow the advice of the God-type character in this game. He doesn't want you to go up the tower. It's like Adam and Eve style, do not take the forbidden fruit.
Right.
he will give you enlightenment and immortality if you do what he says. But there's also like this voice that I suppose it's the serpent type character, and he asks you to go up the tower because, you know, why would you listen to this voice that you've never heard before, and why are you doing what it says? So, you know, it's...
And do you get a different ending depending on whether you go up the tower or not?
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I don't really want to spoil it.
Okay, is it on PS4?
I think it might be, actually.
I've got a feeling it is as well. Yeah.
It's got a kitten in a robot's arms for a cover.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that. I noted the kitten, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll need to give the Talos Principle maybe a little go, but you know me and puzzles, man. You know me and puzzles.
I mean, you can YouTube the puzzles. I mean, that's not the issue. I mean, it's the decisions that you get from the computer that's the snake character that's the interesting part, in my opinion. I mean, the puzzles, I mean, you do feel a sense of gratification when you do sort of manage to do a puzzle without looking on YouTube, but latterly I gave in to the YouTube aspect of it a wee bit too frequently, perhaps.
Okay, I mean, if you take away the puzzles, though, is there much else to it?
Not really. It's pretty. It's a really nice looking game.
I've been known to spend a lot of time in games just because they're pretty, you know?
I mean, it's like a walking simulator, but, you know, you've got something to do.
Now you've piqued my interest. How much does it cost? Is it $15.99?
I think I picked up for like 6 or 7.
$15.99 is more my sort of price, but
all right, okay.
I'll give it a go. I
think full price you could pay that for it. I think maybe about 20. Anything else you've been playing? It's been a while since our last podcast, so you can get in a few games here.
I know. I might even save some over for the next one as well, because in the next one we might have a super secret special guest, might we?
We might do. See if he can pull his finger out.
I know. Plus, you know, he's such a dinosaur. Do you think he's going to be able to handle all this tech?
It'd be like a celebration of our 5th episode, let's put it that way.
Yeah, we did say we were going to do something special,
bunting.
Man. Yeah, we were going to have champers and that, but fuck it. We'll get a new member instead.
That'll be exciting. Shall we save who it is until the next episode?
Yeah, it'll be a big surprise.
Yeah, okay.
Because basically everyone that listens to the podcast will know him, so...
Yeah, pretty much.
It'll be like, whoa. But yeah, I mean, God, they're going to be fucking hours long, because, you know, he can prattle on as well, yeah.
I know.
Fuck, and so can we, you know. But I was off, so I played The Following, which I rambled on about a lot last week. I think The Dying Light.
Yeah, I watched you play some of that. In fact, I watched you finish it. No, I never have to buy that game because I know what happened.
That fucking last boss.
You were loving it.
My main gripe was it just wasn't fun. Like, there was they took away like my weapons, so all I was literally doing was flailing punches at this fucking annoying woman who was screaming at me, and that I didn't like the end. I mean, it was a nice game. I thought the map was really cool. It had some nice sort of areas. I liked the kind of sort of beachside towns it had, and the sort of fields full of zombies and stuff looked really, really cool. Because there was a lot of like cornfields with long grass, which was kind of spooky when you're walking through it at night, and zombies could pop up. But I didn't really like the driving aspect of it, which unfortunately, because it's set in the countryside, as opposed to the city, which the original Dying Light set in, means that the parkour element's kind of removed mostly, and you're just driving from sort of one location to another on the map. And since the driving's not particularly fun, and the parkour is, I don't really think they quite made the right decision with taking that mechanic out. I mean, it's not completely removed. You still use it, you know, a fair bit.
So did it refresh it for you?
Not like
did it make the game obviously worth playing again, and was it exciting to go back to it?
It was actually, because you had I picked up a lot of new weapons to play with, and sort of my character was a lot more leveled after completing that as well. So had some new moves to try out when I hit Haran again. But I played it again with my mate, and we did the first half of the game again. So I gave him a load of over-leveled weapons, which in my opinion is the best way to enjoy the game. Just get the beast and weapons off someone and run around decapitating zombies.
Taking the challenge out of it.
Yeah. I mean, that was another one I had a good punt at. I think I put a good 10 or so hours into that one, so I got my money's worth. It's definitely worth the money as well. I think it was,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's 15 quid, but it's definitely good value for money. I'd say it's a huge map. So there's a there's a fair amount of things to do as well. There's some decent enough side
Even though you
missions,
didn't enjoy
know?
it, you're still punting this out as something that is worth buying.
If you enjoy Dying Light, I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it.
Right,
I did
okay.
enjoy it. I just I wasn't a big fan of the driving mechanics mainly, which took up a wee bit of the game, and I didn't like the last boss. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, as somebody who you were
But,
trying to flog it onto last time, I mean, it's what, now gone up to 30, 35 quid.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that
It's
someone who's coming fresh
fun
into...
in multiplayer,
Right,
man.
but is it 30 odd quid fun?
Definitely,
Alright.
man, definitely. And you know, I'll give you some sweet ass katanas that are like on fire. You know, we can run around together. You can drop kick things that are on fire.
This is like gateway drugs. I mean, it's kind of like you're enticing me to buy, you know, once you're hooked, you know, you're hooked. It's like...
Yeah, well, I'm promising you some sweet, sweet loot.
Sweet, sweet cocaine.
I hooked my mate up the other day. I hooked him up big time. He's rolling around with like level, 157 damage point
But you've got the good
katanas at
shit.
like level 1, you know? Well, I've kept the good stuff for myself, yeah, but I gave him the stuff I didn't want. I'm a good friend, you know?
Okay.
So that was that was the following, and other than that, like I say, I had my my PS1 and my PS2 set up so I could test all these games, and I also bought there was a couple of games that I hadn't actually played yet. So since I'd set it all up, I gave it a go, and that was a game I picked up for the PS2, which I think I was telling you about, called America's 10 Most
Yeah,
Wanted.
you mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah, man. I bought it originally in a shop in town, and I just thought, I've never seen this in my life. And on the back it said music by members of So Solid Crew. So I thought, I definitely need to pick this up, you know? But it was, when I opened it up, it was Simpsons Hit and Run, I think,
No.
inside, with one majestic pube resting on the top. So I blew that pube away, and now I've got a copy of Simpsons Hit and Run, but I didn't have a copy of
What
America's
was
10
the
Most
pube
Wanted,
the
which
hit
is
and
one I
run?
wanted to play.
Was that like, pube, fuck you?
I don't know. I don't know what it was doing there, but I blew it out the window and let it fly free anyway. But I ordered another disc version of America's 10 Most Wanted because I really wanted to give it a go, and I played that the other day, and it did not disappoint. I mean, it disappointed in the fact that it was fucking god awful, and you held square to like aim at someone, and then Osama bin Laden was there, and he ran away from me, which was kind of cool. It made me feel pretty good. But he sent some like goon after me, and basically it's a first person shoot all the way through until the end, where you end up fist fighting with somebody. And I think I'm imagining the final boss is going to be a fist fight with Osama bin Laden. But I'll tell you, for one, I'm never going to get there, so we'll never know.
That sounds amazing.
Unless we watch YouTube. Yeah, it was no, it wasn't. And for a game that I technically bought twice, I'm not sure if it was worth it.
Was it worth the pube?
Nah, that was the worst bit, man. That's the worst free gift I've ever got. You know, I would have been happy with a nice clean copy of Simpsons Hit and Run, but I don't want a furry puby copy.
Just not grateful, man.
Yeah, I'm a real shit for not wanting that pube. But that's pretty much everything I played. It was a really productive week off, you know.
Well, okay, I finished.
10 out of 10 would do it
finished
again.
Undertale.
Oh,
we did discuss
yeah.
this on one of our earlier podcasts, the fact that you'd finished Undertale. And
Because I cheated.
You cheated, yeah. You can muster the power to get past the final boss.
Well, he was that flowery,
Okay,
or whatever
we're
his name
spoiling,
is.
are we? It's Flowery is the final boss.
Oh, shit, yeah, okay. Spoilers. Spoiler alert. Yeah, that nice little flower at the beginning, who's actually a cunt in the beginning.
He is a bit of a cunt.
Yeah, he turns all evil and stuff. He is horrible. You need like such nimble fingers, man.
It's the arrows on your keyboard are not designed for that kind of gameplay.
That's what I was saying to you. I hate it. I hate using the Mac keyboard.
I don't know what it is, but I mean, obviously you don't have like diagonal buttons or anything, but you have to like push the two buttons at the same time. But I mean, it's
It's impossible.
I don't know if it'd be any easier with like an analog stick.
I don't know, but I think it would be because my fingers are crippled. I'm holding them in this like weird position, just trying to get it going, you know, and I can't. And plus, you've got to hit enter as well, you know, for things. So It's like fucking finger
It's
gymnastics.
kind of you remember those top-down arcade games like Gradius or G Radius. It's kind of
Yeah.
like that towards the end. You know, it was you had to dodge a barrage of these attacks, and it was ridiculous. I mean, I was actually crying to you on Facebook Messenger, going like, "Sam, make it stop."
If I wouldn't have spoiled it for you, I would have been crying as well, trying to get some help. But it's yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I was impressed when Neil managed to do it for me, because I'd been at it for ages, and the fact that it actually boots you out of the game was
that was heartbreaking.
It was putting me off. I'll be honest. I couldn't see myself ever doing it, so I was like, Neil, I want to see this. Just do it for me,
Like a wall
baby.
of ha
Just
ha
do it for
ha
me.
ha, and then it closes it, and I'm like, "Fuck you, man."
Yeah, man. Yeah, such a good game though, and one that I'll definitely
You're
go
gonna
back
have
to. Yeah, no, I want to read about all this lore that you sent me the other night.
Yeah, I mean, I finished it. You did the neutral route because you killed
Yeah,
Toriel at the beginning.
I did, and Jerry. Fuck Jerry.
Jerry's a dick, but you know he's a bit passive.
Yeah, I do feel sorry for him, but he brings it
Is that
on
the one that
himself.
you just ignore? And,
Yeah,
and everybody
or like his
ignores.
mates ditch him and
ditch
that.
him.
I think that's what I love about Undertale, the fact that unless you're doing the genocide run, every single boss, every single enemy, you have to tackle a different way. And if you read the actual, what's going on in the dialogue boxes, it actually, you can work out what its weakness is or what you have to do.
That takes up a turn. Like if you check
totally,
what the enemy's vulnerability is, then it attacks you after you check. So it's like, well, maybe I can guess and get an early attack in instead of dying.
That's it. It's just I love that kind of side of it. It's just the Mac keyboard made the actual sort of gameplay of the bosses horrible, man. Crippling. I still have claws for hands.
A decent workman never blames his tools, Sam.
Well, I do, but then I'm a terrible gamer, so awful.
No, I mean I did the passive run, and it doesn't end the same place as your run finished, I believe.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, there's at least an extra half an hour of gameplay after that, because obviously you've made all these friends, and then you have like to go through the last half an hour of your gameplay, so you have to go through the Toriel's house type bit, and then
okay.
You have to go up to Asgore again, the king, and then instead of fighting him, Flowey comes back and entangles you and all your friends and uses all their souls against you.
Oh my god, so everyone dies anyway?
Kind of. Because all their souls, you have to fight all of your friends again, because they don't know who you are. They've got all their faces are blurred out.
Oh god.
You have to like phone them up on your phone. And like, for example, there's Papyrus and Sans. You have to phone them up, and you know how there's the wee puzzle where you have to, if there's a blue pillar, you have to stay still. Well, you have to do all that and jumping over pillars and things like that until they remember who you are again.
Okay,
and then you have to do that with every single character. So then you can defeat Flowey, and then Flowey turns into. Oh, it's not even Flowey, is it? It's oh man, as I sent you that lore video, it's Flowey turns into Toriel and Asgore's son who died.
Now I have actually read this. I have sort of read. I must have gone on a tangent one night and read something about that. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. So him at the beginning is sort of bringing it back round again, I suppose.
Kind of. The flower was injected with determination, apparently. Well, he has the same knowledge as you do as a player, so that's why he knows if you've gone back to the beginning and saved it over like your previous save or something, or if you finished the game before, he knows because he's seen it before, because he can.
Okay.
And that's
because that's another sort of interesting aspect of the game, isn't it? There's parts that it will remember and stuff. Yeah.
And when you fight him, for example, he'll manipulate the save. That's why when you're trying to dodge his attacks, it'll go back to the other side of the screen quickly, and you'll have to dodge it all over again. Just try and get you.
Crafty bastard then.
Yep.
So that must have been a pretty long slog then to defeat all your friends again.
Well, I mean, you only had to like attack them 4 times, and then you remember who you are. And at that stage in the game, because you are full of determination, you can't really die. At least I didn't die anyway. I got coming clean. I got the Tammy armor, or the Them armor. What's it called? Themi.
Is that fucking OP armor?
It is. Essentially, makes you unbeatable.
Right. Okay. I wish I had that.
Sent the Them to college if you found the Thems in the caves.
Don't think I did.
No.
No.
They're beautiful. But yeah, okay. So I finished Undertale. And definitely worth it. It's about £6 on Steam.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a late one that I played this year, but definitely one of my favorite games I played last year, I reckon. And different stuff that I usually play as well, but I just I loved all the characters. I think it was a really, really nice game to play. And I guess anything else that you've been playing then?
Well, obviously back on my PC, I have been picking up Chivalry. I was talking about that in the previous episode. That medieval hack and slash thing.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing that a lot. I went back and played a couple of games of Civilization 5. Because it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. You've told me how awesome it is before. I think I've got it. Is that the one that I've got on? No, I've got Revolution.
Yeah, you've got the dumbed down console version.
Oh, I'm a peasant, man.
Yeah.
You make me feel like a peasant every week. I had a couple of weeks break, you know.
No, you can pick up Civ for fairly cheap as well. Civ 5.
Right.
Beyond Earth is the new one, and it's not as. I mean, it's kind of like a reskin of 5, so you might as well get 5.
Is this the space one or whatever?
It is the space one where you colonize a new planet and have to fight all the indigenous life forms to try and survive against them, as well as other civilizations. But you can use the life forms to attack your opponents and things like that.
Okay.
But no, Civ 5, good turn-based strategy game. More puzzles though, Sam. So a different kind of puzzles, strategy puzzles.
I just hate getting really stuck on games, man. That's what it is. And it doesn't have to just be puzzles, you know. There's tough shooting sections, I'll get stuck, anything really. But puzzles are my main enemy in games. I always come up against them and get total stumped. But you're right, I should just admit defeat and just go on YouTube, you know.
You can't
stop trying to play the big man.
You can't really cheat like that on Civ though, because obviously it's
yeah, I guess it's yeah.
It's good fun.
Well, okay then. That sounds pretty good. I mean, like I say, other than all the old games, I mean, I did slap on Tomb Raider 2 the other day. Again, I was testing a couple of copies that I had.
Did you?
I love that game, man.
Stick the butler in the refrigerator.
You know, I didn't even go to a house. I just I played the first level, but that was about it.
That's all I played with that game.
I know. I was trying to do like the swan dive. You remember you could do the swan dive, and where you could make her kind of put her legs up in the air when you when you were climbing up the rocks. You remember what I'm on about?
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. That's all I did with my week off, but it filled up most of my time. I think it's been pretty quiet, to be honest. I've not been, other than my week off, I've not been gaming as much. I've not been keeping up with the podcasts and the YouTube videos and all the news that's been coming out. So I'm a bit out of the loop, to be honest, this week. I feel inferior, but I mean, there's a couple of interesting things happened today. Actually, you sent me the link for the new
PlayStation update.
Yeah, what is it? Version 3.50.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. I mean, there's all these patches just kind of streamline it and make it closer to what it eventually will be. But it's there's a couple of nice sort of party features coming up. I think it will tell you what your friends are actually playing in the party screen, so you can check on that. There's an option to be offline like there used to be on Xbox as well. I can hide when I'm being unsociable, which is going to happen a lot when Dark Souls 3 comes out. So I'm actually happy. I think they've actually bought that out for Dark Souls 3. That's what I reckon.
Appear offline. Friends online notifications, which is good, so you know when someone comes online that you're waiting for.
Yeah.
That's because, I mean, that's really annoying. Like having to go back to the
you have to actually come out the game,
screen,
don't you?
To see if your mate's online. That's really annoying.
Well, sometimes I'm waiting for you, even if we're going to do this, and I'm just playing some Bloodborne or something like that, and it's annoying having to come out all the time, like you say. So yeah, I mean, like I say, all these things are just streamlining the dashboard and making some good new features. But I think there's something about being able to stream to Daily Motion as well.
Who uses Daily Motion? I mean, seriously.
I have no idea. I mean, they integrated the YouTube thing as well, so you can stream to YouTube. But I don't even know how that's doing, to be honest. I never even watch anyone streaming on YouTube. I think Twitch just has such a monopoly on that that I can't see it really taking off, to be honest. And Daily Motion, I didn't even know you could stream to that. So
I didn't even know it was still around, to be fair. I thought
it was just a video hosting site or something.
I thought it was an illegal video hosting site. I mean, you can watch episodes of like Cheers on there or something. But no, I mean, Daily Motion, I don't even think it's a contender, but I can understand why they might want to take business away from YouTube with the ongoing fiasco with everyone getting their content censored at the moment.
Yeah. It's just getting worse and worse, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't stream anything. I don't really upload anything, so it's not really for me. But if I wanted to, then I guess my first choice would be YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just got such a monopoly. There's nothing else that even really matches the people that are on that website, So there's not really even any point trying anything else. I don't think you can have these other sites as like a backup or something, but YouTube is always going to be the main one.
Everyone would go to YouTube. I mean, I don't remember the last time I was on Dailymotion.
Yeah, well, it's kind of like what we were talking about the other week with, even websites just being links back to YouTube videos and stuff like that, It's just got such a monopoly, I guess. But then I only have 16 subscribers, so, getting the content takedown or whatever isn't ever going to be an issue for me, I don't think. But then it can happen to anyone, can't it?
It can happen to you.
It'll happen to me. Because I guess it's just a sort of robot that flags these sort of things, isn't it?
I don't know. I think I don't know. It depends on what you tag your video with, I think.
Right.
I have no idea if there's an algorithm that listens to the waveforms that are on all the videos and says, "Oh, that's some copyrighted music right there," or what.
I mean, there's obviously something that scans the videos, because I've seen people upload like episodes of fucking what was it I was watching the other day, Axe Cop. Have you ever seen that? It's pretty funny. You should check it out. But it's an animation, and I was watching a lot of them that were like maybe slightly tilted. The actual picture was slightly tilted, or there was like a kind of sun effect in the background, which obviously would maybe be to throw off scanning technology or whatever, which would check whether it was something that was already uploaded. So you never know. There could be something similar for audio.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen like bands releasing, well, obviously not releasing them on YouTube, but I mean, bands having their new albums leaked onto YouTube and them being like 1.5% slower.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
I mean,
which again probably just means that the automated software can't scan it, I guess.
That's just weird.
Technology, man, it's incredible. Talking of technology, did you see the Xbox? They were talking basically. What's his name? Is it Phil Spencer?
Mm-hmm.
So basically Phil Spencer is saying that the Xbox might be upgradable. So we've been used to this sort of thing where console cycles last. I mean, the Xbox lasted like 10 years, but, maybe 5-6 years for these cycles, and then things get upgraded,
right.
But this could be something pretty revolutionary, to be honest. Which, I mean, revolutionary in the console market, but it's basically just making it a PC. And I think this is because of like them being able to they're going to integrate a universal sort of Windows application or whatever.
Right.
So it's going to, it's going to be the same across all platforms, which is going to make it easier. So you could be playing Call of Duty 7 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And someone who's got, the total upgraded version could be playing Call of Duty 7 as well, just like a PC. And, the person with the inferior version, obviously, is going to look worse. But that might mean there's not going to be an Xbox 2 for, 2 generations or something like that.
Right.
So I thought that was quite interesting.
Is this going to link into the whole cross-platform thing. Like Xbox, you're getting a cross-play with Windows-based machines.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the idea. It's just going to bring everything under the sort of Windows banner, um,
Which
which I don't know might make it easier for developers and stuff to develop as
I
well.
don't know. I mean, I heard some controversy surrounding the Windows thing today. Apparently, you get the Quantum Break game, but there are some drawbacks. Like you have to be on Windows 10. I know it's free, but you have to be on Windows 10, and you have to download it from the Windows Marketplace, and so you can't have it on Steam. And in fact, it doesn't give you the option to even launch it through Steam.
Okay. So do you think they want to try and do over Steam?
I don't know, but I mean that's the wrong kind of way to look at it, in my opinion. And apparently they even disabled some abilities. It's like it's not even proper full screen. It is like windowed.
Oh right, okay. Nobody wants to play a game like that.
It's windowed, but it doesn't have a border around it or something. It's fucking stupid.
Okay.
And then it doesn't allow VSync, or it's always got it turned on. I can't remember, but obviously people who are into having VSync, you've either got it or you don't have it, and you can't change it.
Well, being a console peasant, I guess I don't have it.
That's correct.
Yes, yeah. Oh god.
Well, I don't know. I mean, consoles don't really need it. I mean, it's all about refresh rates and your monitor.
Right, I was going to say I really don't even know what VSync is.
Yeah, it's all about screen tearing. Like if you move your character from left to right, you can. If you don't have VSync, then it can create artifacts. And
right, okay.
it's because PCs are so powerful, much superior to your PlayStation 4, for example.
I wish you guys could fucking see this. He's got this big fucking smug look on his puss.
I've got my cock
He's
in my
sitting
hand.
in his big chair, relaxing,
I'm loving it.
laughing at me, looking down at me.
So yeah, VSync is good for PC gamers.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess maybe they're trying to dethrone Steam, although I don't think
They're not doing
that
it
would
very
happen
well
anytime soon. Although I do think that Xbox are doing quite a lot of good things recently. I like the backwards compatibility and things like that. We've talked about this already a lot, but I just think that they're making steps in the right direction, and they have to do something because they are, they can do as well as they want, but they are, losing fairly substantially in the sales
markets.
Yeah, at the moment I think to PS4, and then you got Wii U trudging up behind.
You haven't mentioned one of the other things coming with this update, and that is remote play.
For PS4.
Yep.
Yeah, totally. In fact, that was the main point of talking about that, wasn't it? And I jumped over, but yeah, that could be good as well.
Yeah, I can understand that. I personally use my PC monitor for my gaming rig, so therefore I have to switch between the two if I want to game. So it'd be handy to have.
So you've got the PS4 plugged into the monitor, have you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, well, that'd be good. I mean, I wonder if it'll be, sort of full 1080p or whether it'll, because I know the PlayStation TV and all that sort of downgrades at 720p when you're streaming it to another television, but obviously the PC could be more powerful, so it could maybe handle it. I don't know.
I don't know if it would. I have no idea. I mean, it would probably have to stream it through the Ethernet cable. I'd imagine it'd have to be cabled in order to work properly, otherwise it'd be a delay. Like, I mean, you know how on the PlayStation 4 you can do the share play where you can get like me, for example, to play on your game of Bloodborne. But there is a delay and it's kind of unplayable in my experience.
Okay, right.
Because obviously that's a game that's kind of twitchy where you have to do back steps and things in order to succeed.
Not get hit.
Game, exactly.
Not die, yeah.
And when, there's a bit of like about 3 second lag, then, it's kind of unplayable.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
So I hope that's not going to be too much of an issue when it comes to streaming from my PlayStation 4 to my PC.
Yeah, I mean, it does. The other thing I was thinking about, and I don't think I explained myself very well to you earlier, and I probably won't explain myself very well now, but whether I'd be able to, obviously I can already stream through the PS4, but if I wanted to be able to do more to the stream, like overlays, and things like that, which are the advantages of streaming through the laptop, obviously.
Uh-huh.
I'd use a program like OBS to stream, which I have done before through my Mac. If I could stream the PS4 to the Mac, could I then use OBS, to get overlays and stuff like that on my PS4 stream? So it's basically like, if I just had a capture card,
Yeah, I don't know.
and had hardwired it through.
That's an interesting
There
one.
could be a limitation on that,
I don't know how
'cause they'll want you
OBS
to
works.
use
Does it just
theirs.
like take it's like videoing the screen?
It's
essentially
basically a mirroring, of the screen.
Can you, with that, I mean, I'm not recommending this, but can you, in theory, record DVDs? Or is there a
guess
block?
you could. I'm not sure.
Because I know, like...
I've only used it very briefly to stream Undertale, actually.
Because I know...
And that was bare bones. I was struggling with it.
for my master's project, I was trying to record something, I think it was like from a DVD or something, to submit as evidence. And I was unable to record DVDs for obvious reasons. You cannot use this screen recording program with a DVD playing program because that's illegal, and how dare you. So
I reckon they probably would put some sort of limitation on it anyway, because they'll want you to use their integrated streaming, maybe.
Potentially.
I don't know. Although I don't see what that would really, because it's still all going to Twitch anyway, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting, and it could have its advantages. I actually got offered a PlayStation TV the other day, which has similar capabilities in that you can stream it to another television. So rather than having to buy two consoles and have one in the other room, I could have this PlayStation TV. But I think it suffers from what you were saying about latency.
Yeah, I think it requires you to have a hard line to the router. So you'll have cables trailing from the room anyway, so you might as well have a big HDMI cable,
I mean, people say it performs okay over Wi-Fi.
Right.
But like I say, it is downgraded 720p.
Right.
And I think people do complain a little bit about the lag and stuff. It also means you can play Vita games as well on your television, which could be handy. But I just heard today, actually, that I think they're going to, or maybe yesterday, that they're going to stop supporting it in
Japan.
America soon, in Japan. Yeah, so I guess that's another one of these inventions that's going to fall by the wayside, like the iToy and PlayStation Move and all these things, My PlayStation camera pretty much sits there useless, Yeah. I only ever use the camera
Rift
for streaming.
Ooh.
Ooh, edgy, man. Give it a chance. Nah, I agree with you, though. I can't see that either.
No.
But then, that's something that's interesting about Microsoft. They don't really seem to be pushing VR that much, whereas Sony are. But, if their machine was upgradable, I feel like they might actually have a fighting chance of running something like that. Whereas PS4, obviously, it's not going to be top-notch VR software anyway that's running on it, because it's just not going to be powerful enough. But
it's weird. For a couple of days there, you couldn't go onto the Steam marketplace without seeing buy into the next generation of VR through Steam. Book your version of whatever they're using. What is it called? Steam VR, obviously.
Yeah.
By HTC.
So they're really pushing it, are they?
They were pushing it. It was emblazoned across Steam.
I've not been on Steam in a while because my Mac doesn't automatically upload it now. Right. It used to open it automatically when I opened my laptop, but I need to set that again because I miss out on all the deals, man. And I want to get back into the Mac gaming again.
It's good.
I don't want to be too one-sided just with my
bit of an oxymoron, PS4, Mac gaming.
Sorry, that
was
really actually the most disgusting thing I've ever said. That's the worst thing I've said since I said vinyls. I think I said vinyls in an interview for one of my bands once, and I never heard the end of it, man. Never heard the end of it. Don't worry, I'll never say it again apart from just now. Well, like I say, it's been a pretty slow news week. The only other big exciting news was the 20-year anniversary of Pokemon. And they also announced Sun and Moon. Are you excited for that, Kat?
I saw that. I saw the announced Sun and Moon.
Yeah, man. It doesn't really excite me, though, because I've not played any of the new ones, so I can't be bothered learning all the new names. I struggle to remember the original 151, so I'll stick with my Pokemon Leaf Green.
I've not played Pokemon since Pokemon Blue, I think I had.
Yeah. Linking up with your cables, linking up with your mates,
have any mates.
Trading Pokemon.
None of my. I mean, I was the only. I wasn't the only person to have it. It's just I don't think.
You're probably the only kid around in your fucking backwards area.
Well, kind of was, yeah. I think my closest mate lived about 15 miles away,
Jesus,
and he
out
wasn't a
in the
Pokemon
sticks.
player, so
Oh fuck. Well, you had no chance then, did you?
not at all.
Well, like I say, I don't think you're missing much. It looks like it's really confusing, and there's lots of new Pokemon that our old brains won't understand anyway. You know, I think they all look like iPods now or something like that. But I celebrated the 20-year anniversary by playing Leaf Green for the first time since I got it. That was my anniversary present. Anniversary, my Valentine's present. It was my Valentine's present. So thank you very much, Ashley. But yeah, I fired that up for a wee bit and celebrated. But it made me feel kind of old, man. You know.
Yeah, it's
That means I was only on the earth for 8 years before it came out.
remember sitting on a park bench. I think we were skiving school or it was lunchtime, and playing Pokemon up the park, being antisocial with like folks sitting around me going, "Fucking hell, is he playing Pokemon? Fuck's sake,
Get him,
get him, man!"
fucking batter him, kick the shit out of him. Oh dear. Well, I mean, there's a few things coming out soon, I guess.
Right,
Few games coming out.
it's March now. So what's the release schedule for March?
The release schedule for March. Well, we got I think we got Heavy Rain came out today.
Right,
That's downloadable on the PlayStation
have
Store.
you played it?
Nah, not yet. I've never played it on PS3.
Okay,
Have you?
I have, yeah.
What do you think of it?
It's by the same developer as the Nomad Soul, Fahrenheit, and his more recent one, Beyond Two Souls.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of the same, except for the Nomad
Right.
Soul was quite interesting. Fahrenheit was kind of a slog. It started off interesting, like you commit a murder at the beginning, and you try and prove that it wasn't you because you weren't in control of your body, and you're on the run from the police and things like that.
Right.
Heavy Rain. I know there's different ways to complete it. Like I think there's like 6 main characters or something, and you can save them all. You know, I don't know how. I haven't played that game that you've played, the one where it's like a horror movie, and you can see where people die.
Fuck Until Dawn.
That's it. It kind of
Yeah.
reminds me. Well, from what I've seen of Until Dawn, it kind of reminds me of.
There was no quick time sex scene though in Until Dawn. I don't think, as far as I remember.
Quick time sexy. I think that was in Fahrenheit. I don't know if there's one.
Oh,
in
is there
Heavy
not?
Rain.
Are you sure there's not one in Heavy Rain?
There could be. I just
Like
can't
press
remember.
X to brush her hair away, and then
Yeah.
press circle to take off her bra.
But I mean, I can't remember the developer's name, but he's notorious for making these far out games. But I mean,
Yeah.
I can appreciate that he's trying to sort of break the mold. I did enjoy Beyond Two Souls a wee bit more. Heavy Rain, not so much. I think I played it once and I have no intention of playing it again.
Right. Well, I mean, I think Beyond Two Souls and Heavy Rain are actually going to be released as together on one disc. So you know, I'll either just download Heavy Rain because I haven't got much interest in playing Beyond Two Souls, but I might wait and pick up the actual physical copy when it comes out and get the both games because I think it's only going to be about 30 quid as well.
Why are you
just
not
like
interested in Beyond Two Souls out of interest?
I don't know. Andrew had it and he said he didn't enjoy it that much.
What does Andrew know?
Exactly. What the fuck is wrong with me? I need to go out and buy that game right now. It's probably really good.
It's better than Heavy Rain, I tell you that much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll stick it out and I'll wait for the two of them to come out on the one disc then. Plus, you know me, I like physical releases as well.
Yep.
But yeah, so you got Heavy Rain and all that
In
shite.
fact, I've got boxed copies of the pair of them for the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, my sister's got Heavy Rain for the PlayStation 3 as well, which is where I first saw it and thought,
Oh.
yeah, I might give that a go.
What does she
But
think?
I bought. I don't know. I'll need to ask her. I'll need to find out. She's probably away partying somewhere though, you know. I'll try and track her down at some point. But I bought Fahrenheit on the PS2 recently as well, just because again I'd heard about it through having an interest in Heavy Rain. So maybe I'll start that first before these come out. But I think Heavy Rain came out today, so you can go and pick that shit up. Legend of Zelda. Oh, what one is it again?
Twilight
The
Princess.
Twilight Princess. Yeah, for the 3DS. That's
No,
coming
for the
out
Wii
on
U.
the 4th of March. Is it
Yeah.
Wii U?
Yeah.
Oh, God, man! I keep telling you, you should be the host of this.
I know because Fiona has already pre-ordered it.
Ah, okay, right. It's a remake, isn't it?
It is, yeah, for the
GameCube game.
It came out for the GameCube and the Wii, but the GameCube version, they only released a few hundred copies of it.
Oh yeah,
So
we were
that's
talking about this the other
collector's
day,
one.
weren't we?
I obviously have it
IRL.
on GameCube,
Yeah.
but yeah, they've HD-ified it and released it for the Wii U.
Oh, okay, well you'll get to play that.
I hope so. That should be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, well, yep, you got that on March 4th for the Wii U, not the 3DS. Far Cry Primal came out a week ago, maybe. I think the PC version comes out maybe today as well. There's a couple of games out today. So yeah, if you're interested in playing that sort of stuff, that comes out on PC. I've heard okay things about it. I'm just not particularly interested. I've had my time with Far Cry. I enjoyed 3. 4 was kind of dull to me. So I don't think I'll be picking up Primal, although I've heard it's fun.
Yeah, I've heard it's fun. I'm exactly the same boat though. I do think it's just a reskin of 3, which reskinned into 4, and now it's reskinned into Primal. They've taken the guns away and given you some spears, but I think it's just
not enough innovation to keep it interesting, really. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's like Far Cry 3. I liked it, and I liked the bad guy. What was it, Vaz or something like that? Yeah, I liked him. And then the trailers came out for Far Cry 4. It looked interesting. Pagan Min was a pretty cool kind of bad guy. I thought I liked him, but they didn't really make the game that interesting. And Pagan Min wasn't really in it anyway. He was kind of in it at the beginning. He was in it at the end,
right?
And that was it.
Okay.
But the game in between was pretty fucking dull, to be honest. The world wasn't as interesting as Far Cry 3 either. I thought the setting for Far Cry 3 was a bit more interesting to me. And then you got the obligatory bit where you take drugs and go mental,
Yeah, they did well with that in the third one. Let's do that again.
Yeah,
and
it's just such a formula now.
I think they're doing it again in Primal, aren't they? Because I saw you drink the blood from that skull, and then you trip a wee bit.
I wouldn't be surprised. They're onto a good thing, Ubisoft. They know Ubisoft know when to fucking drum something home, don't they? Radio towers.
Radio towers, man. Yeah, the fourth one was set in the Himalayas, wasn't it? And then they were talking. Yeah. You could ride an elephant into a base, and that was a big selling point for it. I remember that in all the E3 demos and things like that. It's interesting watching sort of those trailers and how the elephants were a big selling point, and then seeing the trailers for Far Cry Primal where you attack a mammoth. I was like, okay, you've given it some fur, you've reskinned.
You're just reskinning, aren't you?
Using that idea again, okay.
But again, I mean, Ubisoft, great at reskinning, great at reusing. They got one good idea and they just run with it. And then, I mean, every couple of years they try something different. And then they go back to doing what they were doing before, They had the Assassin's Creed where you're on the ships and stuff, something a wee bit different, and then back to normal again.
No, they reskinned that and made Assassin's Creed Rogue as well.
Oh, is that the PS3 only one?
Yes.
Did you have that?
At least it was the previous generation only. I think it came out for PS3 and 360, but I'm not too sure.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But because everyone had already bought the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, nobody was interested in getting a Rogue that was on the previous generation.
Yeah, I mean, it reviewed okay. It probably reviewed better than Unity, to be honest, because everyone went so fucking mental at Unity.
But I mean, I think it was just more of the same. That's what we were saying. I think it's just Black Flag, but with a new guy and a different story.
Yeah.
More ships.
Aye. Well, talking to Ubisoft, The Division comes out March 8th.
I'll be getting that,
eh? Yeah. We really, really don't need to talk about The Division anymore.
Please.
Anyway, after that, I don't know, there'll probably be some other stuff. I think Hitman's coming out and things like that. But, I mean, today they lifted the embargo for Dark Souls 3. So people who got to play it a couple of weeks ago and maybe recorded a little bit of footage and stuff like that. I think most people managed to play it for 4 hours or so, the first 4 hours of the game.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, so there's screenshots coming up now. I think you said people have started releasing videos as well, haven't they?
Yep.
Yeah, it was released, I think the embargo was lifted at sort of 8 a.m. this morning in America. So, yeah, everything will start filtering out now. Everyone was there wasn't many people streaming last night because I think a lot of people were editing together their Dark Souls sort of footage and stuff like that. Lobos was on. He was playing Dark Souls 1 PvP, but he was sort of chatting about kind of a lot of the guys were off doing their editing and stuff like that. So it's probably going to be a fun night on YouTube tonight. I'll go and look at some stuff. Although
I've watched some of Vati's. He's releasing a 2-part video thing. The first one was about 28 minutes long. And he essentially just walks you through, although it's edited, so he doesn't sort of make you watch the whole thing. But the highlights of his 4-hour gameplay or whatever.
Right.
Fighting the first boss, which is like the one at the end of the tutorial. It looked pretty difficult. But interesting that they've brought Firelink Shrine back.
Okay.
Which obviously was the hub from the first one, and they've got rid of what was it in the second one? Majula. Yeah, I didn't really like Majula that much.
So is it actually the place, Firelink Shrine again?
I believe so.
Like the one from the first one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh,
well,
wow.
I mean, it's not a carbon copy. It's like the updated. The worlds have fallen
Since the world sort of covered in ash and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, and I was quite happy to see spoilers NPC that was in the first one called Andre of Astora.
PT Andre.
He makes a welcome return, I think.
Okay, yeah, you were saying that's a blacksmith, isn't it?
That is the blacksmith. He's
ding
next to
ding.
That's the one.
Ding.
That's all you hear
ding.
from. Don't want to see you go hollow. That's the one.
Oh, that'd be good to see him again. Has he aged well?
He looks exactly the same, but in better graphics.
So he actually looks better now than he did back then.
Shinier.
Well, it'll be an interesting couple of days. I'm sure there'll be lots of footage floating about, and we can start getting a feel for it. I mean, I'm torn whether I just hold off a little bit and don't watch too much. I mean, when Fallout 4 came out, I didn't watch anything. I was really strong, if I could say so myself. But I don't know. I kind of want to spoil it for myself. I want to see some things. Although I don't think I'd want to watch someone just solid play through the first 4 hours. I think something like the edited version that you watch might be something to watch tonight. Anyway,
one of the concerns that he did raise while talking about the Dark Souls 3 was the fact that he doesn't think that the world is as conjoined as the first one, and I know that's what everyone was hoping from Dark Souls 3, because he complained about it not being as cohesive in the second one.
I was going to say, I mean, do you think it's going to be as bad as Dark Souls 2, where to me it just felt like you were just kind of almost walking down a path, you know what I mean?
Like
you just kept going and the world the areas didn't gel too well together, you know what I mean? You'd just be walking in a straight line, you get through that area, and then all of a sudden you were somewhere completely sort of geographically different or whatever.
I mean, you've played Demon Souls, haven't you?
Yeah, a wee bit.
So you know how the hub works in that, where you are in a separate world to the rest of the levels, for example.
Yes, yeah.
And you teleport there through like monoliths that are surrounding the central hub. Like,
yeah, because a lot of the NPCs are all gathered together there, aren't they?
Yeah, it kind of seems a bit like that, from what I've seen. And you might teleport there through the bonfire.
Right. So almost like Bloodborne as well, in that you use the lamps to go back. Okay, I mean, you were pointing out as well that a couple of screenshots looked very Bloodborne-y. I mean, people have been saying it from some of the early gameplay as well, that it's obviously got that more kind of gothic sort of
to the same point where
style.
That screenshot that I posted it on our Facebook page, looks exactly like Bloodborne in the way that there's two bridges going over a church.
Yeah, with the cleric beast fight.
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like, let's reuse this idea, guys. Come on.
Yeah, let's reuse the whole engine.
Who do you think you are, Ubisoft?
I know. Well, as long as there's no towers. I just I mean, I don't know. Have you seen much of the marketing? Like, you seen that trailer with that version of True? Is it True Colors?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Not a fan.
I thought it was pretty fucking gammy, to be honest.
It is a bit gammy, but then they're trying to appeal to a mass audience, and
well, that's what I was going to ask you. Is the marketing different? From now than it was in when originally Dark Souls 1 came out. I assume there was barely any fanfare for it.
I don't think so. I certainly didn't know about Dark Souls until much later, so I wasn't obviously up on the hype for Dark Souls. I knew
Yeah, I
about Demon
remember.
Souls. I knew that it was. I didn't really notice there was a difference between the two of them. I knew that Demon Souls was a PlayStation 3 exclusive, and I knew that I didn't have a PlayStation 3, but it was a game that I would pick up if I ever did.
Hmm.
But then Dark Souls kind of released quite soon after that, and it kind of went unnoticed for me.
Yeah, yeah, you didn't have to go back at that point, but you did get a PS3 eventually, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
And play Demon Souls.
Beasted it, yep.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it just seems like it's obviously, like you say, they're trying to appeal to more people, and Dark Souls has a bit more hype behind it now with being the hardest game ever and all this sort of shite. Although it's not, it's actually one of the fairest games, I think. Um, but yeah, I think it's interesting to see the market in at the moment. They've also got this mobile game that they've released for it, Slashy
I've not
Souls.
seen anything. I've heard it, but I've seen screenshots. And I've heard everyone slate it. So I'm
Yeah, it's
staying
meant to be
away from
pretty
it.
god awful. It just seems like a kind of weird thing for them to do, especially knowing their audience, who are just going to see straight through that sort of bullshit.
It was
But
like co-founded between Namco Bandai and GameStop or something.
yeah, yeah, and I mean that in itself is pretty, again, fucking gammy, isn't it?
It's a bit.
I think games should stick to selling secondhand video games for $5 or less than the full price ones. I think a game are owned by GameStop, are they not?
Are they? I don't know. I know that GameStop's an American thing anyway.
Yeah, yeah, I think they probably own Game UK or whatever. But yeah, I mean that's Dark Souls 3. We haven't got long to wait for that now, just over a month.
Yep.
And you can all start dipping into all the footage and stuff. It's going to be non-stop from now. It's going to be a landslide of footage and screenshots, and I mean there seems to be so many articles about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Every couple of days there's an article about Bloodborne, about Dark Souls. But yeah, we can look forward to that all starting anyway. I'm excited, Cal. I know you are.
I'm excited.
Obviously, once you finish the Division.
Yeah, I'll maybe find a gap in my calendar for Dark Souls 3. I'll take a time
Yeah,
away
man.
from the Division. But I mean, I only got my PlayStation 4 at Christmas there, and okay, it was an early Christmas present. I got it probably about October or something, and that's when I started playing Bloodborne. And it doesn't feel like 6 months ago I started playing.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Well, it came out in was it March?
yeah, it only
So-
came out last year, and it seems like the hype's been gone. They released that DLC, and now it's consigned to the game
Oh
collection.
yeah, I forgot the DLC came out. Everyone was so excited for that, myself included. I do actually keep meaning to go back and play that again, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. But then maybe that's just the way things are nowadays, Like Fallout 4, man, that was like the biggest game ever. Now everyone's like doesn't give a fuck about it.
I platinumed that game. That's my first platinum.
I'm very close to platinum in it as well. I need your help actually. I meant to ask you about that.
All right, what do you want?
But that's well, that's for another time. We don't want to bore him. I've got like 3 achievements left to get. 2 of them are very, very easy to get, and one of them I just need a wee pointer with. But I'll talk to you after this.
Is
yeah.
that the Squalid Queen? Are you stuck on the Squalid Queen?
It will be. I think it's actually one of these secret achievements or whatever.
Right.
So I was just going to double check with you whether that was what it was.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I mean we've probably nattered on for enough. It's probably time that you taught me how to get these trophies.
What time? What were we sitting at?
We've done an hour and 15 minutes.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to natter about, to be honest. I can feel the energy drink wearing off now. Feel myself slipping into a coma, sugar coma. But yeah, like I say, we're gonna have someone new joining us next week. So they're
Can't
going to be
wait.
long ass podcasts. I'm excited. He's got a better mic than me now, so he should sound beautiful.
Is it actually a better one, or is it just a different color?
It's just a different color, but it looks better.
Right.
But yeah, that was episode 4 of the Jolly Co-op podcast. I can never say our own name. We have a Facebook page now, which I think is facebook.com Jolly Co-op podcast. We have a SoundCloud. Unfortunately, the SoundCloud, we're limited on how much we can upload. So, we might just have the last couple of episodes up there, but you can follow us on YouTube as well. It's good to speak to you again, Kyle. Thanks for joining us as usual.
No problem at all.
And we'll see you guys soon.